The toolkit is made up of three main areas: the tiles themselves, the tile rack, and the word board. The tile rack is the place you store the tiles that you want to use in your lesson, and the word board is where you create your words and edit the tiles.
A.
Each tile consists of two parts. The blue part at the top of the tile represents the phoneme or the sound that tile makes. The bottom part of the tile, in yellow, represents the grapheme or the spelling that's associated with that sound. In this case, we haven't yet defined a grapheme. We're indicating that with this question mark.
B.
Right, I've got the tiles I want. Let's drag them to the word board so I can edit the tiles and start forming a word.
B. A.
The program is telling me I need to pick a grapheme to represent the sound, and I can do that by clicking on this little yellow icon labelled ABC. Now, even though I've formed a spelling for a word here, the pronunciation bar has remained dull in colour, which means the dictionary doesn't recognize it. So maybe I've spelled it incorrectly, or maybe I haven't segmented the sounds properly. Maybe I've got the wrong phonemes. So I think first I'll check the sound of my word, and there's a number of ways of doing that. You can either click on the blue buttons above to sound the words manually, or you can use this slider.
B. A. B. A. B. A.
Well, the word certainly sounds correct. Looks like I've used the right phonemes. So it's a spelling that's in question. What we need to use here is a split digraph, and the program can handle those without any problems. That's more like it. Now we've got the correct spelling. The dictionary has recognized the word, and the button at the top here has become a bright green, which means we can click it to hear a natural pronunciation.
Bake.
B. A.
Okay, let's look how we can use the toolkit to create a simple lesson. Imagine I want to look at words that end in AKE with the class. Let's start by deleting the tiles from the tile rack. Now, an important thing to remember is the word board is not only the area you make your words, but it's also the place you can edit your tiles. So once you've created a particular grapheme phoneme correspondence, you can drag those tiles back down onto the tile rack to use in your lesson. So this is how you create the tiles with the sound and the spelling that you want.
B.
So let's set up our lesson by creating a few more tiles with the graphemes and phonemes we want. First of all, I drag them onto the tile rack. And when I've got all the ones I want, I can drag them up onto the word board to define the grapheme that I want to represent that particular phoneme. And then I can drag it back down onto the tile rack when I'm finished.
L. L.
Now I've got my tiles set up the way I want. They're ready to be used in a lesson. So I'll quickly run through the words, and they should all be recognized by the dictionary. So as well as phonetic sounding, I'll be able to do a natural pronunciation.
A.
Cake. Fake. Take.
L.
lake,
A.
Depending on the lesson, I'm able to extend the number of phonemes or reduce them by clicking on the plus and minus icons here. When I've finished, I can clear the word board or the tile rack in one go by clicking on these bin icons. Right, that's it. You've got a pretty good idea of how the toolkit works, and I'm sure you've got your own thoughts about how you can use it in your lessons. This resource has been geared towards a teacher, and it's ideal for a whole class teaching situation where you may be using an interactive whiteboard or data projector. We will be producing resources aimed at children, which will have a more simple graphical layout and be prettier to look at. So watch this space. If you like this resource, please visit our website where we've got hundreds more like it. These resources can be found at www.echalk.co.uk. Thank you for listening.